Hello readers and rising, welcome back. So first off, I do want to apologize for this new setup. I recently rearranged my entire room, and then I also got a second one of these, and so this is like the only way I can like fit them properly in my room without having them spread out or like blocking anything. So because this is new, I'm still currently working out all the angles and stuff like that, so, and like the lighting. So if that is off in this video, I do sincerely apologize. While I'm editing, you know, I'll be looking for that kind of stuff, seeing what I can fix, all that wonderful, beautiful things, yada, yada, yada. And then right before we get into the video, yes, I did get more books. I got The Midnight Lie by, I don't know her first name. I'm not about to get that out of there, but it's by Rukowski. I've been wanting this one for a long time, and it finally came out in paperback, and they finally had it in the store, so I grabbed it. Agnes at the End of the World by Kelly McWilliams. This one I'm really excited about too. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Stories by Robert Louis Stevenson, and then 14 Ways to Die by Vincent Ralph. I will stop buying books because I don't know if this is going to be cut out or not, but it'll all fit right here. Like, there are two up here. I do need to slim this down, but I do have a good reason for this. These two are very rare in bookstores, so when I saw them, I had a feeling that they weren't going to get much more stock in that, so I just had to pick them out. And then I don't know, I went to the bookstore the other day just to, like, you know, relax, kind of look, browse, all that kind of stuff, and I really wanted to read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and then this one really intrigued me too. But yeah, I will stop buying books. I'll focus on the ones that I have right now. This has gotten completely out of hand. Sorry for the long intro. Let's get into the video. So these are all new releases in July that I'm excited for. Sorry, this is kind of like late. A few of these books have already come out. I've seen them in the bookstores. But better late than never, I guess. 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This one comes out July 6th, so it's already out. I saw it the other day in the bookstore. But this one is about a young girl named Shuri, something like that. And she possesses this powerful magic, and then one day her stepmother finds out about it, and her stepmother also possesses a very dark, powerful magic, so she banishes the princess, or the main character, and then turns the brothers into cranes, and then tells her, hey, if you talk about this, I'm going to kill one of your brothers. So I guess he has 6 brothers. I think that's where the title and everything else ties in right there. And then it's the usual, you know, race against the time, trying to defeat the evil magic warlord, whatnot, and then save her family. This cover is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. I love the colors. I love the face. I just like everything about it. And this premise seems really good, and the ratings so far on Goodreads are extremely high. I think it's like 4.12 right now. So that's really good. Yeah, there's not really much else I can say about this book. I'm just excited for it. Also, sorry if you hear squeaking. My dog's in here. I'm going to do my best to edit it out, but he's not cooperating at all. Small Favors by Erin A. Craig. This one comes out July 27th, so we have quite a bit ways to that, Max. We have quite a, bit ways to that one. This one sounds like a mystery / thriller, paranormal things thrown into the mix there. So basically it takes place in this very small town, and the main character, Ellery, lives there, and then one day a small group in the supply party, they end up going missing, and no one knows what happens to them. And then fall turns into winter, and other strange things start to happen. They believe it's caused by these, I think they were described as like spirits, but like devil spirits, like like demon spirits, like that kind of stuff, who will do what you want for a small favor, you know, so that's where the title comes in. So this one seems very intriguing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of like normal settings. I'm not a huge fan of like urban fantasies, if that makes sense. So, you know, relatively normal settings, and then they like discover magic. This book I can see going either way, in which like, you know, they already know, or those are just myths and whatnot, and they come into play right there. However, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think, you know, that they know that these creatures exist, and then they're like kind of waking up again. So I'll be okay with that. The other two I'll live with. It's just not my favorite. So this book really interests me, and the cover seems really pretty. And the cover is really pretty. This seems like a fresh take on, I don't know like what to compare it to, because it is kind of so unique, but I am very interested for the, you know, the demons or devils or whatever, that aspect. I'm very interested to see how that appears and goes and all that kind of stuff. You guys know me, you guys know I love that stuff, so really excited. The River Has Teeth by Erica Waters. This one comes out July 20th, so basically this again kind of sounds like a paranormal book. I couldn't tell if it was urban paranormal or just straight paranormal. So I hope it's straight paranormal again. But basically the main character, Theyll, her sister has gone missing. And then she and her family, they have magic that they possessed from generations on. So they try to use that to help find her, but then one day Natasha reappears on their doorstep, and Theyll thinks that she knows who caused her to go missing and who essentially like broke her, and she believes it's her mother, who's kind of like lost her mind due to some dark magic. So that kind of sounds interesting. However, this book sounds a little bit like Witches. I think I've said this like once or twice, but Witches are not my favorite magic system. It just doesn't like interest me that much. Like even with TV, I'm like, oh, it's a witch. You know, I'd rather see something a bit more not creative, because the authors who use witches are being creative. They're just putting a spin on the witches. But I like a bit more like unknown magic systems and stuff like that. But these witches don't seem like other witches. And I can't really give you guys an example because I don't read a lot of books with witches in it, so I can't even like compare and contrast here. But hopefully it's not witches. If it is, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be like, I don't know, because in the blurb, you know, they mention like potions. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll be looking at the reviews and all that. We'll just play it by ear, I guess. I'm excited for this. However, if it's witches, my excitement will drop just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. What We Devour by Lindsley Miller. This one comes out July 6th, so it's already out. I didn't see it in the bookstore, I don't think, but it could just be I was in the wrong section. I wasn't really looking hard enough for it. But this one sounds pretty interesting. It follows the main character, Lorana, and she has secret magic in which she has the power of the gods hidden in her, both like the pure and the vile. So this kind of reminds me already of Wicked Saints. Hopefully it doesn't turn out like that one. Oh, that was kind of mean. I'm sorry. But yeah. So she has that, and then she wants to live a very unfulfilling life. She doesn't really want to do anything. She's like, I just want to keep my job, marry my guy, and die. That's what I want. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. But one day the prince comes in, and he's described as kind of being like evil, and then he finds out or sees that she has power, so they make a trade for her to help him. So her betrothed's father gets a fair trial. I'm sorry that was so broken up. I was trying to remember it. But yeah, so basically he's like, listen, I need your help keeping back the vile, which are the bad creatures in this book, behind this door that they've been kept behind. And then it says something about there being a huge price to protect and like fix the door. So I kind of really hope that that's a bit like, not body horror, but like it takes something from you, like maybe a part of your spirit or maybe like an emotion or something like that. I always love plots like that in which like something of yours is taken and you can never get it back, but it's like ultimately for the greater good. But yeah, it sounds like the prince isn't like all he's made out to be, like cruel and all that. It sounds like he's just like been hurt, I guess. I don't know. So basically she just uncovers like a bunch other dark stuff. That wasn't even a full sentence, but okay, we're rolling with it. I'm not redoing that. So yeah, this book sounds really nice. It sounds right up my alley as a, and I could be misinterpreting this, but it's a dark fantasy YA? I'm not sure if it's YA. It's a YA dark fantasy. You guys know me. I love dark fantasy. 60 Crows, love. Cricket Kingdom, love. Stormcrow, kind of dark fantasy, kind of not. The Sabbath Song, whatever. You guys know me. I love dark fantasy. I love reading it. I love writing it. So hopefully this one lives up to that expectation. And I hope that if it is YA, it doesn't shy away from those darker moments like a few YA books do. Typically, if it is dark fantasy, it is catered towards older teenagers like myself. So I would say like 16-ish up. It's catered towards them. So I hope, and usually we can like take stuff like that, like really dark themes. So hopefully that is my hope, that it doesn't shy away from that, because I want all the grittiness. I love gritty worlds. I love characters that are just like, we're doomed. That's okay. I just love it. And this one sounds like it's going to be right up my alley. Fingers crossed. I'll keep an eye on the reviews and everything else. I'm excited. They'll Never Catch Us by Jessica Goodman. This book comes out July 27th. First off, I just want to say that this cover is absolutely beautiful. I love it. This is the same author, I believe, who did They Wish They Were Us, which I really want to read for a long time. But then after reading like the reviews and such and like the blurb again, I'm like, not sure if this book is for me. You know, the similars kind of let me down. I might do it. It'd probably be like through Audible or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so this is the same author, and I had to do a lot of research because for a second I thought that this was like a continuation of that one, because they sound kind of so familiar or similar, and they have a very similar cover style. I was like, is this the second book? And it just doesn't say it. No, this is a standalone. So that's good. So basically, two sisters still in LA. They're only a year apart. But they are striving towards the same goals, but they have different personalities and all that. And then one day, a new girl, I believe it's Maya, she comes into town, and basically they get infatuated with her, and they form like this friendship between the three of them. But all of them are like competing for the best grades, being good at sports, all that. And then, regionals are coming up, the pressure's on, and they're like, look, I don't care if you're my friend, I'm winning. But one day, Maya goes on a run and never comes back, so obviously the two suspects are the sisters, and they have to prove their innocence. So this one sounds kind of like a few other books that I've read / heard about, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Again, the cover is really beautiful. The premise sounds good. I hope that this book isn't too snotty. It sounds like it takes place like in a private school. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I did go to private school throughout like high school and all that. They're really not, well, some private schools are, especially the really, really, really expensive ones, but they're not as snooty as books and movies make them out to be. Like, honestly, like, you have the few kids that are like, brainiacs or like, sticklers to the rules, like those kind of stereotypes you do. But the majority of private school kids are normal people, So it's not, I don't mind the trope. It's just not my favorite thing when they're all just like, you know, they have like something stuck up their ass. You know, it's just not my favorite thing. However, I do understand the trope. I get it why it's there, especially with the more expensive private schools. I understand. I do get it. It just kind of annoys me sometimes when I'm reading it. I'm like, this is like every other private school book that I've read or academy book. However, I get it. Again, there are some kids in there in which grades or, you know, sports or whatnot is their ticket to college. And a good college at that. So it is a very competitive social environment. This is what it sounds like in there. I'm so sorry about that big rant. I'm just kind of, again, the trope doesn't annoy me. It's just like, I've read this before. I've seen this before. Believe me, I've heard all of it. Like you know, people even like called me stereotypes like that. I hear it. I know. I understand. So yeah, but it sounds like a good murder mystery. I'm so sorry about that rant. It barely had anything to do with the book. I do apologize. I might cut this. I have no idea. Let's just move on. Song of the Forever Rains by E.J. Mello. This one comes out July 22nd. This synopsis, blurb, whatever, is going to be really kind of choppy because I just read through it and it's a lot to take in. There's no way I want to get everything in here, but I will do my best. So basically it takes place in I believe it's called the Thief Kingdom, and then the Thief King rules it, and he has his own, like, I think they're like his like special guards or like royal guards or whatnot. And then our main character, Lacryra, I believe, she's the youngest of the bunch. And when she sings, she can like slay monsters and all that. And then one day they find out like a duke is importing poison and like using it on his people, I believe, his tenants. And I believe she's tasked with stopping him. I think I also read something about like a romance coming in and like betrayal and that kind of stuff. Again, I'm so sorry, it's kind of confusing. There's no way I'm going to get everything in there. But the cover is actually really pretty. I really love this illustration style, and I love the blue, honestly. Cool colors. Here for it. This book, because it is kind of because the you know, the premise or whatnot is so confusing, I cannot get too excited for this book, you know, because I don't really know. I'm excited for it. The premise sounds nice. It sounds like another nice dark YA fantasy, but I'm scared that when the book comes out, the elements are going to be way too much, like too many things just piled in there, and it's going to just get muddled and confusing. I don't want that. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I'll be looking at reviews and all that kind of stuff. That's really all I gotta say about this book. And that is it for the July new releases. I know there weren't too many, but the releases that we have right now are really good. If there's a new release that you're excited about and I didn't mention, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. I can definitely check it out and tell you how I feel about like the synopsis and all that. It really means a lot to me when you guys do comment and like the video. Yeah, thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And it means the world to me if you follow me on all my other social media, since Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Those will be listed down in the description below like always. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!